The Miller family's farmhouse sat at the base of a quiet Colorado ridge, the kind of place where evenings were painted in the silver light of the moon and the only sounds were wind through pine trees and the gentle rush of a nearby creek. On this particular night, spring rain hammered the roof in an unsteady rhythm, thunder rolling lazily across the mountains. Inside the house, everything seemed perfectly normal. Tom and Dana Miller had tucked in their children, 8-year-old Jacob and 6-year-old Lily, hours earlier. The couple read a few chapters of a favorite novel, turned off the bedside lamp, and drifted into the easy sleep of a family, sure they were safe. But someone in the house was not sleeping. Max, their 4-year-old German Shepherd, lay on the hallway rug, head lifted, ears angled toward the floor. He felt it before he heard it. A faint vibration, a low tremor like a heartbeat deep in the earth. The air carried a damp, mineral scent, different from the smell of ordinary rain. Something was wrong. At first Max only paced, nails clicking softly against the old wooden planks. He paused by the children's door, sniffed, turned, and padded to the master bedroom. When a fresh wave of vibration hummed through the floor, his chest rumbled with an uneasy growl. He whined, low and urgent. No response. Minutes ticked by. The storm outside intensified, lightning flashing through curtains. Still no one woke. Max's anxiety sharpened. He barked once, a quick warning. Then again, louder. Tom stirred, half-conscious, and mumbled, "Max, hush, it's just thunder." But the shepherd could feel the ground itself shifting, a hollow echo that no thunder could explain. Determined, Max scratched at the bedroom door, nails scraping wood in a frantic rhythm. When that failed, he leapt with his full weight against the handle. The latch gave way with a soft click and the door swung open. Max bounded to the bedside, barking with a force that jolted Tom and Dana awake. He grabbed the edge of the blanket with his teeth and tugged, eyes blazing with urgency. Dana sat up, startled. "Max, what is it, boy?" Before she could stand, a deep creak rolled through the house like an ancient tree, splitting under its own weight. The sound vibrated through the floor and into their bones. Tom felt the bed shift almost imperceptibly to one side. His sleepiness evaporated. Something was definitely wrong. Max darted toward the hallway, then spun back, barking insistently. Tom and Dana exchanged a look that needed no words and followed. Max sprinted to the children's room, pushed the door open with his shoulder, and leaped to Lily's bed. He nudged her tiny hand with his nose until her eyes fluttered open, then pawed at Jacob's blankets until the boy sat up, confused and frightened. Another groan came from below, longer, louder. Picture frames rattled against the walls. "Shoes, now," Tom ordered, his voice tight. Dana scooped Lily into her arms while Maxie grabbed the hem of Jacob's pajama sleeve with his teeth and guided him toward the hallway. They could all feel it now, the floor tilting ever so slightly, a sickening reminder that the ground beneath them was no longer solid. Halfway to the front door, a sudden snap rang out, sharp as a gunshot. The house lurched. Books slid from shelves. Jacob cried out in fear. Max barked, a sharp command that cut through the chaos, then raced to the door. Tom yanked it open just as a violent tremor shook the entire structure. Cold rain lashed their faces as they stepped onto the porch. The instant they cleared the threshold, an ear-splitting crack roared from behind them. The center of the house sagged inward, walls folding like paper, beams splintering in a shower of sparks as electrical wires snapped. A plume of dust and rain-soaked debris shot into the night air. The Millers could only stand frozen, watching the home they had built sink into a yawning pit. Neighbors, awakened by the thunderous noise, rushed over with flashlights and umbrellas. "Everyone okay?" someone shouted above the storm. Tom clutched his children tighter. "We're okay thanks to Max," he yelled back, voice shaking. The German Shepherd stood like a sentinel at their side, soaked but steady, eyes fixed on the collapsing structure as if daring it to challenge his family again. Emergency crews arrived within minutes. Firefighters and county engineers examined the site and quickly found the culprit. A massive sinkhole hidden beneath the foundation, caused by weeks of saturated soil and a sudden underground washout. According to their assessment, the final collapse would have crushed the bedrooms within moments if the family had remained inside. As dawn broke, the storm eased, leaving behind a sky streaked with pale pink and the acrid scent of wet timber. Reporters gathered, astonished by the story of the dog who sensed disaster before any human sign appeared. One firefighter crouched to rub Max's damp fur. "This dog's a hero," he said simply, shaking his head. The family, still wrapped in borrowed blankets, could only agree. Dana knelt in the mud and hugged Max, tears mingling with rain. Lily pressed her face into his thick coat and whispered, "You saved us." Max. Tom placed a trembling hand on the shepherd's back and said, barely above a whisper, I don't know how you knew, but you knew. As sunlight finally touched the ruined house, Max sat tall beside his family, ears alert, eyes calm. They had lost their home, but not their lives. And they all understood that the difference between tragedy and survival had been a single loyal dog who refused to ignore the warning only he could sense.